I have particular concerns in the first place, actually, about the whole development. I think that the last government decided that it wanted to wash its hands of any association with Deepcut as a military base, irrespective of whether or not this was the right site for housing. My own view, which I explained to the last government, was, given Deepcut's proximity to Sandhurst and to Pirbright, it was the logical place to keep as the centre for our logistics training. And all the conversations I've subsequently had with military men and women reinforced my view that this was a decision that was taken by the last government for political reasons. Once that decision was taken, and there was going to be housing, I thought it would be possible to have a constructive conversation in which the community would accept that if the military were going to go, that there would be some development, but the MOD would accept that if there was going to be some development, then the community could decide what that development should be, and it should be sympathetic and sensitive, and it should take account of the existing size and shape and character of the village and the broader community. I fear that hasn't really been the case so far. I think that 1,200 homes is too many. I fear that it's undeniably too many if you don't have significant changes. Firstly, to roads. The traffic situation in around Surrey Heath is bad enough as it is already. Whether it's the way in which the M3-322 junction, at some times of the day, is absolutely deadlocked, or just the sheer number of vehicles, particularly if, as with the Deepcut Bridge Road, you've got a bridge, which is still a single-lane bridge, and that is going to be one of the main arteries into the community. So unless there is massive investment in infrastructure, it's just not sustainable. There are other concerns that I have as well about what some other arms of government are deciding should happen on this site. I'm particularly concerned that Natural England are specifying the shape and design of what are called suitable alternative natural green spaces in such a way as to lead existing trees to be chopped down, the existing screening that residents currently enjoy to disappear, and a development of new green space to be designed in such a way that the Brunswick Road will be closed forever. I also am concerned, it probably won't surprise you to know, that suddenly, out of apparently nowhere, there is a proposal for travellers' pitches as part of the development. I know, because my Cabinet colleague Eric Pickles spelled it out in legislation, that while we do need new traveller sites across the country, the legislation clearly states that sites have to be A, where there's already been an historic presence, and B, where the local community feels happy with it. And I don't believe that this sudden appearance of a proposal for traveller pitches in a part of Surrey where there hasn't been a settled traveller presence is in keeping with the policy as Eric's outlined it. I think that there are other concerns as well about the size and siting of the proposed supermarket. I think it's a good thing if the development goes ahead, that there's a prestigious retail element to it. I think it's a good thing that we think seriously about a new primary school, improved health provision, and augmenting what we have by way of community facilities. But I do worry that the supermarket proposed seems to fall between two stools. And what we may have is a supermarket which will actually lead not to all the needs of Deepcut being served and nobody else coming there, but to a supermarket which will actually act as a new magnet that makes traffic and all the problems of congestion even worse. So that's my view about the whole situation. Next Friday, there's a meeting with the Deepcut Liaison Group, the Defence Infrastructure Organisation, Surrey Heath Borough Council, Surrey County Council, and GVA, the organisation that's been working with the Defence Infrastructure Organisation. When you've got a planning development this big, there are lots of people who have a role to play and a stake in it. I think the best way in which we can get the outcome, which I sense the majority of people here want, is if we work constructively with all these people, and throughout, the Deepcut Liaison Group are acting on your behalf, and me acting on your behalf, remain calm, temperate, sensible, moderate, but also firm in making sure that we authentically represent the concerns and also the hopes that you have. And I have no agenda other than making sure that the case that you want to see made is made at the highest levels, and that case continues to be made as it's been made by the Deepcut Liaison Group, in a very careful way, with proper attention to the facts, that make sure that people's emotions and feelings are respected, but also make sure that they're put across in the most professional way possible.